Hey, it's me, Julie Winter-Paez. Today we are exploring amazing Manitowish waters up in the northern tier of Vilas County. You can see Rust Lake right behind me. I'm just going to circle around here. That's where I decided to start this one. We're right in the heart of downtown Manitowish Waters. This is where the 4th of July parade goes, right by the peak patch behind the street behind me every year. And Manitowish Waters is one of those fantastic little communities tucked away in the Northwoods where I guess legacy properties come for sale. Generational people vacation up here. Straight up Highway 51 from Chicago, Illinois, Madison, Milwaukee. This is a really hot destination with a 10-lake chain. So I am right in the Manitowish Waters downtown park area. You've got the Pea Patch across from me, Rust Lake behind me with the boat landing, so you can pull your boat up on the chain, walk across the street and have lunch or walk downtown. Got Manny's restaurant behind me, some public restrooms back there. You've got bike racks, perfect picnic area. And again, right in the heart of downtown Manitowish Waters. A really great area filled with both historically relevant as well as fun tales up here, including the place where John Dillinger hid out from the FBI in the 1920s when he was being hunted for all kinds of fun stuff. They even had Johnny Depp in a movie up here. But wait, we'll get to that. You can see the big fish behind me. I'm going to flip the camera around, pan around, so you can kind of see this from a different perspective. I'm going to drive you downtown and give you a little history about this area. I am sitting at the Manitowish Waters Park. I'm going to circle around here, but you can see the courts behind me. We've got kids' play area. This is off of Airport Road. We've got the Chamber of Commerce behind me. A great playground for kids. Tons of wonderful things to do here. Restrooms behind me. And then down there you can see that little green sign. Maybe you can see it back there. I'll take you over there in a little bit. This is sort of one of the heads of some of the bike trails, some of the huge bike infrastructure that goes through this entire northern part of Vilas County. You can go from here to North Lakeland, down to Boulder Junction, miles and miles of paved bike infrastructure, which is fantastic, especially if you're an outdoor enthusiast. There's also 5 cranberry bogs you can tour here, where you can taste and see how they make the cranberries, and it's so fascinating. It's just wonderful, and you can tour them and find out a little bit more about that part of the heritage of Manitowish Waters. You've got cross-country skiing, fishing, you have lots of hiking, lots of biking, music in the park down where we were at Rust Lake. That's also where you can see the ski show in the summertime. And then of course we're at the Kohler Memorial Park. And of course if you're a hunter, you're surrounded by thousands of acres of state and private land so that you can get your hunting pleasure in spades. Again, the beautiful thing about all the public land up in Vilas County is that you don't have to go far to access it, so that you can come up here for the weekend and go hunting with your buddies, meet back, park on the side of the road and enjoy yourself. The other great thing about up here is, again, North Lakeland Adventure. I know I hinted at that before, but what a lot of people don't know is that the North Lakeland Discovery Center is a 60-acre lakefront property used as a community gatherings place to explore the region's extraordinary wildlife culture and history. And it's sort of like, I think of it as an outdoor educational classroom. And that's part of Manitowish Waters heritage as well up here, and one of the great things that you can access as well as a tourist up here. So between the hiking, the biking, the boating, all of the great things you can do outdoors, there's really no excuse to be indoors if you're up in Manitowish Waters. I'm going to take you down, I think, and forgot to also point out that the airport is right behind me because we're on Airport Road. And did you know that in Manitowish Waters they have over 6,000 flights per year? So again, a very busy part of this community, especially in the summertime when you have the tourists coming and going. And you've got your own airport right up here that you can fly up here from Chicago or wherever you are, land, and head home to your cabin. So again, over 6,000 flights come in and take off per year up in Manitowish Airport. Here we're sitting by a little back bay in the Manitowish River. Beautiful, quiet, pristine waterways. It's just beautiful up here. And again, just getting back a little bit to that history of this area. So again, initially named Little Spider Lake, in the 1940s it was named Manitowish Waters, which is interesting because John Dillinger was here when he had all of his fun escapades hiding up from the FBI in the 1934s. So at the time when he was actually up here, he was coming up to Little Spider Lake town instead of Manitowish Waters. I'm gonna just do a little spin here. You can see how gorgeous this whole little area is. Lots of areas for sitting, pulling over, resting, taking a picnic lunch. Huge, again, amount of biking infrastructure, and a huge supplier of cranberries. Did you know that in Manitowish Waters there are actually 5 cranberry marshes up here around the Alder Lake Road and Cranberry Boulevard? So a huge amount of the infrastructure up here and the employment is cranberry farming. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to drive you guys down the main drag in Manitowish Waters, and then just on the outskirts we're going to go by where Little Bohemia is, where John Dillinger had the famous shootout, but also just a little information. So again, as we talked about earlier, north of us Winchester, south of us Lac de Flambeau, east of us is Boulder Junction, and west of us is actually Iron County. So this is a about 34 square mile township, or 36 square miles, of which 30 is land and about 6 is water. But part of that waterway is the Manitowish Waters chain, which is a 10-lake chain. So there's about 6 acres of water over, boy, I want to say over 200 and I think 200 and some miles of shoreline, which makes up the Manitowish chain, which is also pretty spectacular. And of course, the population here is 582, with 20 people per square mile for population density. So I know we talked about some of the other townships in northern Wisconsin, and Manitowish Waters has them all beat. So you can really come up here, breathe fresh air, see clean skies, because again, the population density is pretty limited up here. It does grow to about 700 in the summertime because of tourism, second homes, and vacationers. So again, I'm going to turn the camera around and take you through a drive through town and show you some of the highlights of Manitowish Waters. So here we are coming around the bridge, heading south on Highway 51, right there, or on Highway W, I apologize. You've got the Pea Patch there. You've got the Rust Lake Park on your left that we started out at. There's Manny's Restaurant, a couple of your local real estate offices. They do have a Village Mart in downtown Manitowish Waters, a True Value, some more shopping, and of course, as you can see, infrastructure for bike trails all the way around us here. So there's a pretty good, again, infrastructure for enjoying the outdoors, hiking, biking, ATVs, snowmobiles, all of the good stuff that people come to the Northwoods for is all built really into this area up here in Manitowish Waters. We're going to go a little bit farther ahead. We're going to turn left onto 51, and I'm going to show you some of the other great things that Manitowish Waters has to offer that are also right on the water and allows for a beautiful scenic setting. So here we're ending Highway W, which is just off of 51. And we're going to turn left back onto 51, which I think is another reason people love this area so much. It's easy on, easy off, easy highway access. So here is the township back at the office of Boulder Junction. You can kind of see what I was showing you as far as Highway 51 running right through the township. We know to the north we have Winchester, to the south we have Flambeau, to the east we have Boulder Junction, and on this side is Iron County. Highway 51 runs right through Manitowish Waters Township. Highway W is right over here. This is where we were sitting at the boat landing in the park, right here off of Highway W. So right on the Manitowish chain, and then you can see all of the lakes of the chain in here scattered throughout the 10-lake chain. And then of course you've got some fantastic lakes overall that just surround the area of Manitowish Waters as well. A couple other little things I may have forgot to mention, one being the fact that there's North Lakeland Elementary School in Manitowish as well. I think it has about 160 students. You have normally the most hospital people will go down to Minocqua for the ER. You've got that. You'd probably travel south to go down to Minocqua for those services. But again, 582 population. It blows up in the summertime because of tourism and second homeowners. And again, another thing I like to point out is the medium average selling price pre and post COVID. Pre-COVID, it was $496,000, one of the most expensive in northern Wisconsin, and post-COVID, it's $650,000. Information about fantastic Manitowish waters in northern or up north Wisconsin. And if you're looking for any information and you're looking to relocate or just gather more intel, give us a call. We love to talk about our Northwoods communities and help you find the right puzzle piece for yourself if you're looking to get up to the Northwoods. Have a great day and see you soon in the Northwoods.